Hello, rock out with your clock out tubers. And let's rock and roll remix with me, BlueAnkylo. I mean, we're really playing Death Knights of Krynn. You guys can see the game and the name of the video. But today's music is brought to you by OC Remix's Rock Out with Your Clock Out playlist, which is a custom set of music designed to be focused on rock and or roll from all of your classic video game favorites from the NES, Super Nintendo, and more recent consoles. This is from Deflector. Cover Your Light, the main theme. Sadly, we're 2 for 2 with lyrics, so this might not last very long. If metal music means lyrics every single song, we might have to change playlists. Anyway, a minute of introduction later, Blue's like, I guess we should play some video game. It's very important to get good music when we're doing this. And that was the best intro I've had all day. So, last episode we dealt with the magical village of Seakos and beat up some blue dragons and took all their gems. Today we're going to head up north, further north. There's a few little villages left. 2, I think. So the nearest one is like due north. It's kind of hidden, but let me see it in here. Oh, monsters. No. Well, looks like we're opening up with fighting some monsters. 2, specifically. We could not escape from the Hattori. Really? They probably count as reptiles. Now, if you remember, these things are actually pretty deadly. We have fought them once before. But we have a lot more armor class than we did last time. I'm sure we'll be fine. Get in there, Aaron, with your negative 12 AC. How did you get hit? What is going on? And then GoldBox companion crashes immediately. I can't see their Thaco. Hattori has Thaco of 4. Okay, they're pretty good. And he gets 4 attacks per round. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Never mind. Kill him. Good start. Oh, I was going to show you that Aaron got another level up, right, at the end of last episode. So, he has an even better Thaco than he used to have. Almost killed him, I feel like it, on the guard. Not quite, but... anyway. Dead giant alligators. So... now that he's a level 12 knight, 1 more level to go for his extra attack per turn, which is going to be a lot of fun. But his Thaco's down to 1, and I think if we switch over to the Dragonlance, now we see negative Thaco. So the math starts getting more and more unintuitive, or less and less intuitive, as the negatives pile up for all this AC versus Thaco stuff. But, you know, you could write it out on a piece of paper and it's just a simple addition or subtraction, but it's just kind of weird. Just think of it, whenever I say Thaco, that's your chance to hit armor class 0. So you're rolling a d20, and that number that is displayed there is the number you have to roll on a d20. And then you modify that based on the AC, up or down. Negatives make it go up, positives make it go down. So that number minus the value of the AC. And 2 minuses make a positive. So if Aaron had to hit himself, it would be -1 minus 9. So 8. Perfectly clear. Yeah, I try. You know. Just go Google it. A natural -1, yeah. Alright, anyway, let's just keep going. Somewhere in here, there's a village. Well, lots of undead, anyway. You see a small farming village, sure. See, it's one of the small towns. You've entered a small village. A boy approaches the party and suggests that you talk to the sorcerer immediately. He leads you there. Just another small village. The boy knocks at the door. Come in. The village sorcerer welcomes you. That boy didn't tell you any foolish stories, did he? I tell you, the villagers have a crazy notion in their minds. Pay no heed to the rumors about the meteorite. It's completely harmless. Seek your evil elsewhere. There's probably a rumor that tells you to go here if you're actually talking to taverns. But there's a completely harmless meteor here. An eerie glow fills the room, and waves of unreasoning fear course through your body. Did the fairies tell you to stay away from the meteorite? I don't know, maybe. But what if we could make a cool meteoric sword out of it? Without thinking, you race from the room. Oh. Maybe we need to cast protection from evil to get in there. It's an idea. Don't worry about that meteor, it's totally safe. Well, let's explore this town thoroughly for now. Wraiths glide in silently, uh-huh. Get out of here, Wraiths. No time for you. So there's just Wraiths flying around the village. It's the adamant? Yeah, take this to the mountain dwarves and get ourselves an awesome new sword. Alright, really? I thought I told you guys to get away. Get out of here. Well, you can kill one, I guess. It's pretty dangerous. Thank you guys for not getting your levels drained. Speaking of that, let's save. Well, the villagers should be happy that we're, you know, killing all the wraiths. A sorcerer is being restrained by a couple black mages. He cries out for help before they can silence him. They should have cast silence on him a long time ago, but they were dumb. Well, that's a lot of mages. Yeah. That's 3. They're high wizards again. Get it? I can't cast the spell I want with the range from here. I suppose what we should do is just make sure they like try to interrupt as many as we can safely. Luckily, they only went with magic missiles. It could have been a lot worse. Anyway, after a couple magic missiles, we're doing alright. They didn't cast anything super scary, like Stinking Cloud or Hold Person. Whole bunch of money, essentially. Sell those bracers. You free the sorcerer. Oh, they locked me up, and an imposter took my place. Ever since that meteor fell in the tavern, the village has been crawling with evil. I'll follow you to the tavern so we can destroy it before it's used for their evil designs. Alright, well, we'll head back to that big old tavern in a minute. I'm busy exploring. And try not to die to race. They try again, just drain our levels. Alright, we killed one. Oops. A shopkeeper takes you into his confidence. A magical meteorite crashed into the village not long ago. Since then, our kind sorcerer has been acting rather strange. But Will you sell me anything, kind shopkeeper? Alright. More race. As long as we get to turn them quickly, then it doesn't cause too much problem. The village herbalist is here. Please destroy the meteor! I fear it's evil! Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's evil. Meteors aren't inherently evil, are they? Don't worry, I'll take it away to some blacksmith somewhere far away. The meteor glows in the center of the tavern. Undead creatures dash forward to protect it. They want to get Excalibur. Ooh, new undead. Spectral Minions. Neat. Good start. Okay, I don't know what Spectral Minions do, but that's all that's left. They're not immune to fire. Well, actually, they must have some magic-y immunity. Magic resistance, whatever you call it. I don't think they're going to be strong to swords. But they should be undead. Which means those Mace of Disruption should work pretty well. Probably. Actually, maybe not. That did not do much damage. I guess Spectral doesn't actually mean undead. They're just ghostly in appearance. Anyway, dead is dead, one way or the other. Ooh, more mage scrolls. Tim's getting all the scrolls these days. And a ring. We're gonna have to clean this mess up pretty soon. Let's give that to Rob for now, I guess. Treasure! The sorcerer chants a complicated incantation, and the meteorite disappears in the black ball of black smoke. Thank you for your help! Evil will leave this village now the meteor is gone. What about that evil sorcerer that was pretending to be you? The boy took us here. The imposter sorcerer sees that the game is up. I figure he's probably got some magical gear, right? You got spectral minions, some fire minions again. You think that's going to save you? He can't even cast magic because he's surrounded by burning fire. It's way overkill, but stupid disintegrate. I give you one job to do, you don't even do it. Alright. That's fine. We don't get anything super special, I don't think. I mean, I'll take the bracers just on the off chance, but I would doubt they're anything special. Alright. Just cleaned it up. Is that it? Anyone else want to chat? I didn't get any Excaliburs out of this, or anything good. Just a little baby mini side quest. Let's pull up our clue book and see if there's anything else we might have missed. I know there's some gear to identify, and at the very least, we'll see what we've picked up. So this was one of the bottom ones. One of the little small areas. Cursed Village. So, good and evil forces battle for possession of a magical meteorite that crashed into the village. The party must rescue the good sorcerer, kill his imposter, and destroy the meteorite. So the boy sends you the sorcerer. The shopkeeper tells you about the meteor. Black mages are fighting a sorcerer. Herbalist does nothing. Herbalist. That's just the herbalist. Sorcerer's house. A tavern? I didn't get the tavern fight, did I? Oh, right, that's the tavern. Well, we got some garbage. Is this a special quarterstaff? Did I not take it? I don't think I've saved it yet. Right? I could reload. Is that something really good? It doesn't even say. But it's named. Hold on, maybe I didn't take it because I'm just like, quarterstaff's boring. Oh no, we picked it up. So whatever that is, it's something interesting, right? Okay, let's go get the stuff identified somewhere else and move along. We can get things identified here pretty quick. And I suppose we could also heal up a little bit. Alright, everyone's all healed up. We could probably get some level ups while we're here. That's sensible. Let me find the shop to ID things first. We're looking... Well, I guess this is the level up area. This is the training, so yeah. Let's do that because we're here. Training time. So, level 11 Cleric, Thornum learns the heal spell. That's very good. Level 11 Cleric, Rob learns the heal spell. Now, we have some fancy magic. 24-hour gym, yeah, it's pretty good. So, Rob, level 12 Mage, first to level 8 spells. I guess we should have a little talk about those, shouldn't we? Level 8 spells, sorry to spoil it, not that great. Wrong book. Okay. So we have 4 spells, only one of them is legal for red mages. White mage, white mage, white mage, red mage. So if we want any of them, we're learning Power Word Blind, I guess. Which is fine. I'll backdate other spells later as we get higher levels. That's kind of unfortunate. Let's have a look at the descriptions of those spells. I went too far. There we go. So high level mage spells. So Power Word Blind. It's worse. So remember back when I'm like Power Word Stun as a 7th level spell kind of sucks? Because like 6th level spells had all the instant death. 7th level has delayed blast fireball. 7th level also has a paralyze spell that works assuming you're not immune to magic and have lower HP. There's some, I think it's like, Robert, you might know. What's the AD&D maximum HP that these sorts of power word spells hit? I think it's like 120 or something. It was 300 for Quad X in Final Fantasy 1, but anyway. Whatever number it is, you have to have lower HP and it'll just stun you automatically. Well, in the next level, how about a spell that just makes you blind? It's like the worst spell in the game. Like, for the level it's at, it might actually be the least, like, it's the most underpowered level 8 high-level spell in the game. Now, there's lots of other bad spells at high levels, but this is ridiculously bad. Like, blind is a fair debuff, but it's not as good as paralyzed, or sleep, or feeble mind, or anything else, really. So, I would say a complete waste of time. Otto's Irresistible Dance. So, this is another debuff. It's about the same as blind, to be honest. AC -4 is about the same as the blind effect, I believe. The main thing is, if you can hit someone with Otto's Irresistible Dance, which is a level 8 spell again, don't forget, they can not pass saving throws against magic. So if you can hit them with this, then you can definitely hit them with, where's Disintegrate? Once the dance hits, you can disintegrate anything. So pretty good, if you can do it. But, or you can just try to disintegrate them, because you have to pass the saving throw for this to apply anyway. So, one spell that doesn't do much, but will make the next spell work. Sounds pretty bad. There isn't much that resists blind, I guess. But it doesn't change a whole lot. It makes, like... I mean, if you blinded a dragon, it's a bit weaker, but it can still breathe on you. I don't know. Blind is just not a big enough debuff in the GoldBox series. Maybe in tabletop, with the way a player that was blind wouldn't know where things are to target them. But I don't even know, because most of the high-level enemies have some sort of spirit sight, see invisible nonsense anyway. I don't even know if blind would work on them. Anyway, I don't think that's very good. I don't think this is very good. Mind Blank is actually decent in a mage duel only scenario. Very, very high level, but as we get into the late game of Dark Queen of Krynn, you'll eventually want to go into boss battles with everyone having Mind Blank. We did do that in Pools of Darkness eventually. It takes a long time to get enough level 8 charges to do this. But once you have Mind Blank on, no more Charm, Feeble Mind. There's a couple other spells this protects against. But yeah, you're basically immune to mind spells. Which is pretty good, actually. So, like, this is a good defensive spell, but most of the time it's pointless. And you need to know ahead of time if you're going to want to cast it. And then Mass Charm, I mean, you know, that's alright. You know, if it works, it works. I mean, I would at least say these two have some value. These two are almost completely trash. Like, total trash, mostly trash, situational, kind of fun, but mostly garbage. Yeah. Yeah, intimidation and stuff where you just, you know, you power word blind an NPC because they can't even resist it. And it is true, it's basically unresistible for the most part, so you just suddenly blind somebody. That's pretty cool. But in combat, in a GoldBox, in a D&D setting where you're just doing combat against undead and dragons all the time, it doesn't really help much. So sadly, though, it doesn't really matter. If we want to learn a level 8 spell, the only one a red mage is supposed to learn is Power Word Blind. And I'll actually do it in-game, because I feel like we're cheating this a little bit. But I'll show you what happens in the training hall. Actually, we might not be able to. Because, well, we'll try. He might be beyond the mage level now. Yeah. He's too high a level to, like, he's, so what's happened here is, we're at the point now where certain races are at their racial level caps, and, the GoldBox companion leveling system ignores the racial level caps, because it's kind of a dumb system anyway. But I can show you this. I feel like it's worth explaining some of these things, because if you were playing on the original console, or the original computer, you wouldn't have been able to bypass this, actually. And this is another of those dumb AD&D rules. Or first edition, whatever you want to call it. The old version. So, if we look here at maximum levels per race, we hit, for a half-elf, supposedly a max level 9 fighter, 11 ranger, 10 knight, 10 mage. So half-elves are not allowed to continue to progress in their multi-class at this point, which is why people usually go Qual and SD Elf. If you're playing it for real on a not with GoldBox Companion, like if you're not gonna bypass the game's level limits, which I think are stupid personally, but if you're playing it like that, then you have to go Qual and SD Elf or Human. Humans can't multi-class, so solo class they're always good at. But if you want a multi-class, you kind of have to go call an FD Elf. Because that's the only race that gets everything to max level. Even Sylvan SD cap out at 10 for fighter. And, well, we don't have Paladin, but... And half-elves, for whatever reason, much lower fighter level. It's kind of dumb. Even our Mountain Dwarf, Thorinum, he should have maxed out his Cleric level by now. So he's not allowed to go to level 11 Cleric. But, you know, I'm not following this particular rule. Unfortunately, it just means I can't show off the spell list in-game, so... We're just gonna have to believe the guide that would say you're not allowed to learn, that you're not allowed to learn those other 3 spells. So, Power Word Blind. I'm just gonna double check. I know I'm pretty positive I already figured this out, but... Yes. Mass Charm, Mind Blank, and Otto's Irresistible Dance are all white. So, because Mind Blank is white mage only, it's actually going to be kind of difficult to get a lot of those defensive spells. What level are we? Well, you can see on screen right now, actually. Anyway, the only one we're supposed to learn at level 8 for white mage, or red mage, is this one, which kind of sucks. Anyway, we'll pick that up, and then I'll remember to move that screen off. Don't worry, I remember. Okay, and with that, Rob is now a level 11-12 Cleric Red Mage, breaking the rules of half-elf nonsense. Hey there, Raybert. Anyway, it'll be fine. How did he get to 19 dexterity? That seems something wrong. Something went wrong there. Or was he? Was he an elf when we made him the first? I don't even remember anymore. Maybe something is magically upped his. Anyway, we gotta go get some identification. Let's go. Let's focus. I got sidetracked by leveling up. Let's go get these things ID'd and get back to our adventure. We're just looking for a shop that can ID stuff. I think maybe this one. Not the blanket, although that's very comfy. Sword and helm, there we go. ID. That's garbage. ID. That's actually garbage, unfortunately. Because we've got much better rings already. What else do we have? This is perhaps interesting. It has a name, and we have some more scrolls. So we'll have a look at those in a minute. I've got to get one dart is... I don't care. Get rid of that nonsense. I should probably go back to the outpost and deposit some stuff that I'm never going to use. Or just throw it away. Never throw it away. Must hold on to everything. We've got I guess that's it. Everything's ID'd. We didn't really get a lot of treasure in the last couple dungeons, to be fair. So, okay, share the wealth. Move over the knight's gems to someone who won't throw it away. Alright. And now... we check that scroll out. Okay, so we've got a free... so this is good to know. If I can remember, then when... because we've only got one white mage, when Tim levels up, I don't need to pick Delayed Blast Fireball first, because he can get it for free. And then we can add in a couple 6th-level spells if I haven't memorized them yet either. We could go do that right now, I suppose. He just hasn't unlocked 7th level yet, I don't think. How do we get to the inn from here? Just take the back... no. This place always mixes me up. This town is so weird. Alright, so in camp... Magic Scribe... oh, we got lots of spells for him ready. He's got the entire set of level 8 spells ready to go. He doesn't even need to, he doesn't need to add those to his book when he levels up at all. Anyway, we should be able to get these. He doesn't even have level 6 yet? Wait, what's going on? I guess level... Oh, he's only a level 9 mage. I thought he was up to 10 by now. Everyone else is up to 10, mostly. Yeah, those triple class characters, they're falling a little bit behind. Not too much. Also, I'm pretty sure red mages level up quicker than white mages. So I guess that makes sense. He's a little bit below average on white mage, but he'll probably get it in a few more fights. Okay, well... He doesn't have level 6 magic. He doesn't have level 7 magic. He does not have level 8 magic. It's got a ways to go. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm gonna... Eventually we're gonna go back to Gargeth Outpost, but for this episode, to keep things moving along here before it goes on for 2 hours, let's see if we can do one more quick area, which is just to the north of us. We've got some hellhounds. Oh, and a wizard. Okay. We definitely want to try to kill that wizard quick. Or at least interrupt him. 26 damage magic missile. We're getting there. Let's throw some rocks at him. I mean, these hellhounds they've never been very dangerous. Come on, hit him with that staff sling, buddy. Good job, Rob. You can just hang down. Too slow. He's just walking his dogs. Hey, he attacked me. They didn't even give me the option to walk the other direction. I would have left him alone if he gave me the choice. His dogs are a little angry, too. Okay, I'm trying to get to this village up the river, because we have not been here yet. And it's a gnome village named Quazzle. Alright, let's say hello. A group of gnomes rush up to you as you enter. They all start speaking rapidly at once. I'm getting a headache already. You interrupt and ask them to speak slowly. One comes forward. We are from the Bureau of Foreign Relations. You must see our museum. This is our residential district. Many of our most famous inventors live here. To the right is our medical guild. To the right is our planning guild. They've been very busy. To the right is the education guild. They've been planning a lot and complaining a lot too. The gnome pulls you to an exhibit. Welcome to the... You interrupt him and ask him to speak a little slower. It looks like you pedal on a little bike that does a bunch of pulleys, that makes a stick swing that has a shoe on it that kicks a tree to get an apple. I mean, they're gnomes. They're small. He starts again. Welcome to the Hall of Innovation. Over here is our ingenious apple picking machine. Apple kicking machine. You see a very large wooden box in a cart. This machine is a tracker clicker. It lets anyone in the village with another tracker clicker know where you are. Flee. With this creation, we can quickly make hats, dresses, and shoes. That'd be useful. Have you ever seen anything as clever as an automatic abacus? Look at this marvelous house-building machine. It only requires 30 men to operate. This is our brilliant flip-flap flying device. It flew only once, but what a flight. You think -12 is bad? We could get it to -18 if I gave him all the gear, or 16. If I gave him all the best stuff, we could get negatives even higher. Yeah, it's nuts. You risk being bored to death, but we continue on. Automatic door knocker protects your hands and allows you to knock on your friend's door from 10 feet away. With this creation, we can quickly make hats. Oh, we're starting to repeat now. Does it break the rules? It just keeps adding. you have a Thaco. We have a Thaco of -1 on this guy as well. So you just add them together or subtract them, whatever. This is an automatic tea maker, one of my favorite inventions. Okay, we're gonna run. Wait, yeah. Okay, just for fun, I'll show you. So if we go with our best weapon, which is of course the Dragon Lance, we have a Thaco of -1. So you have to roll a -1 or higher to hit an AC of 0, which is pretty good. If we went and gave him all the magical gear, which would be the Cloak of Displacement. Just remember to give this back to Drow in a minute. And we gave Thorinum Shield +4. We do have some pretty powerful artifacts here. If we equipped all this stuff, bam, -16 AC. And we could get it a little bit higher with higher level enchantments. If we could get... what would be better? Well, we could get a Ring of Protection +5 one day, maybe. That would get us 2 more. Maybe Shield +5 if they exist. That would be 3 more. Not much else you could squeeze out. There are actually enchanted helmets in Dark Queen of Krynn, so you could probably get to about -20 if you really went all in. But only that would use up like all of our gear. In GoldBox, in the GoldBox series of games, all of them, Pool of Radiance, all the way to the Krynn series, it has always allowed beyond -10 AC. And yes, the 1990s programmed for the Amiga console, the Amiga computer system, is not a perfect replica of first edition. Sorry. If that's the kind of thing you're worried about, they're not going to perfectly match up. They did a good job. They did the best they could. But it's a combat simulator, and they don't have all the spells. You know, there's a lot of things missing. Oh. Meanwhile, in Gnome Land, undead beasts head down the street. Well, alright, we'll beat up some beasts. We'll kill some undead. There's only 2 of them. Can we just turn them? Maybe not. I don't know how high a level they are. Our best chance for turning them would probably be 10. If we're going to try again. We'll just throw some rocks. Oh, he's trying to turn undead. It must be possible. Yeah, we're probably not high enough level. They're... I mean, I can probably check. They're, oh, they must be... We could look at the monster manual and try to figure out what level they are, but they're pretty high level. They get 3 attacks per round with pretty high damage. AC 6, Thaco 7. They've got a bit of magic resistance. They're not going to give us much trouble, but, you know. We've also got Maze of Disruption, so, you know. Oh, that's right. These guys, I think, take half damage from normal weapons. That's why we do so little damage to them. I always forget that one. Fun little detail. Dragon Lance won't really work on them, though. Anyway, 2 is not enough to be a problem at our level. We're a pretty high level party. Soldier Gnome mistakes you for the enemy. He fires a strange device at you. He misses and runs away. Thanks, Soldier Gnomes. I'm trying to help you out. Apparently there's undead beasts everywhere, though. Oh, you can turn them. Alright, never mind. Rob got them. No experience, but makes the battles a lot faster. Some gnomes are arguing with each other, and then we get shot again. A philosopher gnome runs up to you and starts to speak. Okay, well, we better listen to some of this stuff. Journal 16. Okay, here we go. The gnome shakes your hand and begins. You can call me Corpseburkle. Did you know that all of reality is subjective? How can we really exist if we don't create a machine that is constantly aware of the existence of each and every one of us? It is a great task to some gnome in this town. The machine would need... We walk away. So far, the gnomes have been rather less than helpful. A gnome named Mark Westrons, that's probably an Easter egg to some developer or something. Maybe all the gnomes are actually developers for the original game or something. Anyways, he shows you a window on the east wall out to the wilderness. I am a spy on the lookout for evil forces that plague our village. You know there's undead beasts wandering the roads, right? I invented this observation device. He peers out the window. Apparently we can't see it. It's just a wall for us. You haven't finished your tour of the Hall of Innovation. Would you please come with me? No. You managed to sneak away. And then, of course, more undead beasts. No turning. They seem to be rather resistant to that. Might as well give it a couple shots every battle, though, I suppose. We do have... Someone else has a mace somewhere. Thornum's got one. So he'll do quite a lot of damage to them compared to the rest of the team. And of course, good old Durfee, our NPC that's not particularly fast. I think Tim's got the other one. Yeah, there you go. Just to speed this along a little bit. Alright. So, continuing to explore Gnome Land. No tours! Wow, though. Every time we ignore the tour, we get attacked by undead. The encounter rate is a little bit nuts in here. Looks like they might even take 0 damage from non-magical weapons. Clearly, Mace of Disruptions make short work of them. So Thornum's taking a bit of damage, but we're doing okay for the moment. Doors are stuck. A great commotion ensues as gnomes shout and wrestle with the door. They finally open it. Welcome to the Sage Gnome Guild. The Sage Gnomes are happy to see you, and they tell you the current cause of the town's unrest. You write it down, of course. And then GoldBox Companion crashes, because something's going on weird with this game. It's probably because Durfee. I can't pull it up. I think another gnome is joining or something. It's messing it up. Alright. Journal 18. Pull it up the old-fashioned way. Alright, rule books. Journal... Pier 18. Okay, oh, it's a long one. Welcome to our town, one of the Sage Gnomes says, as one of his companions busily sketches you. As you may or may not know, our mission in life is to record every activity in the village. Well, recently a gnome, whom you would call Quacks, made a machine that would make some of us obsolete. It made sketches of anything you pointed at it. We told him to make something different and to destroy the machine, but he's awfully stubborn. So we asked the engineering guild to make something to make his machine fail. Unfortunately, shortly after, the village... He stops, realizing he was speaking a little too fast. He calms down and continues. Since then, we've been at war, and Quacks has barricaded himself in his workshop, and even put some traps around to keep anyone from coming in. Also, there are undead beasts literally roaming the streets. Okay, well, we better save again, because we've got some problems with my companion. Something about that event GoldBox Companion did not like very much. Okay. Just map this out. So, barricaded gnome somewhere. Meanwhile, infinite numbers of undead beasts. Okay. Those fights are sure gonna get old fast. Alright. But I gotta explore. One of these days, that mysterious device is gonna hit and we're gonna be real upset. I mean, I could just flee them, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem right. Why don't we... short sword's not really good against large enemies. Why don't we switch over to the big sword? No backstabs. Alright. Progress one step at a time. Poisonous gas. Okay, well, we probably found the workshop. We did not take any damage to it, so saving throws must have been passed. Let's just save here because, you know, I don't know how bad these traps are going to be. More poisonous gas. Again, no damage yet. There you go. Aaron took some hit that time. Check this room out first. You're in a very cramped, very noisy room filled with various types of strange machinery. A machine throws out a net which entangles you. You have to use your weapons to cut yourself out as other machines flash and scream. We just wait for a second. A sharp section of the machine flies out and kicks you. It hurts. Everyone takes a little bit of damage. Well, you destroy the machine, and pieces of metal, wood, and twisted wires fly across the room. A noise device makes a final blurp sound as the machine turns off. Silly gnomes. Oh, those were two doors. Okay, so that was like the back entrance to the workshop. I see. Why are there so many undead out here? They better explain why there's so many undead and the gnomes have no idea what's going on. Like, I get it. They're busy fighting a war with a bad gnome, but why are there so many of these undead beasts? Because this has got to be the highest encounter rate of anywhere we've found. They're not particularly difficult battles, but they're just constant. Okay, let's get back inside where there's no undead beasts. Oh, we finally got hit by the poison gas. Okay, the door is locked. We'll finally get to do some thief work. Let's see if Drow can pick it. Well, someone did. You fool, says a wizard. He continues his journal 41. Ooh, big one. Evil Mage's Spirit. After Murtani's army, champions of Krynn, was defeated, I fled the battlefield and stumbled across this village. His eyes glass over a second, then he sounds... Gnomes! He shakes his head in disgust. One of them just invented something that actually worked. Some sort of mechanical picture-taking device. Suddenly, the hometown was up in arms, and some of the villagers were blocking the inventor in his workshop. A sinister grin appears on his face. Replacing the inventor would solve all of my problems. I could hide and become more powerful without anyone knowing that I exist. He rolls his head back in laughter. I had no trouble sneaking in and killing the unfortunate gnome who had created the machine, just to make sure I set up some traps so the villagers would think he had become a hermit. I let my pets out to create more confusion. After you were gone, I can get back to my studies and become the most powerful wizard in Krynn. Yeah, about that. Rob's got something to say about that. Now you will die like the little gnome. You realize you have one pet with you? I almost feel bad for him, but only a little bit. He's a black wizard with 32 hit points. Half of that is gone now. And he's not casting any spells this turn. Or ever again. 68 damage max stab. And then we just turned his pet. Makes sense after his master was defeated. Alright, his gear is garbage. I should take it just in case. But chances are it's just another AC 6 Bracer. He's just a generic enemy. Bonus experience. Some items fall out of the dead mage's robe. There we go. Some potions, some eyes of charming. Well, we'll take those. Gotta clean up this inventory, though. Inventory is just a mess. This happens every time I play these games. Okay. So the undead horde should be over. The traps magically disappeared. Is there anything else going on in here? You haven't finished the tour! No. I just want to see if there's any shops or anything. I have a feeling this is all we're gonna get, but now that the undead are gone, it's a lot easier to get around. Lots of little houses for little gnomes. Welcome to the Medical Guild! You see some gnomes tending to hurt soldiers. Many have been badly hurt. Sure, we can help out. Sure. We heal some soldiers, like, by 1 HP and then leave. We actually have the heal spell. We could have fully healed somebody. Welcome to the Military Weapons and Planning Guild. Thanks for saving our town. Oh. I guess if we came here earlier, they might have asked for our help. The strange entrance collapses. Some gnomes inside chatter excitedly, then rush to the entrance. When they finish, they invite you in. Welcome to the Education Guild. Thanks for saving our town. You're welcome. Okay, that's the museum. It's probably a trap. A philosopher gnome runs up to you and starts to speak. Run! Journal 52. I don't expect this to be very good. Oops. The little gnome bobs his head in excitement. Yeah, we've read this one before, haven't we? Maybe. Did you know that if each gnome is given according to his ability and taken from according to his mood or weight, is it that each gnome is... But wait, just some gnome, but if what yet... Stumbles over his words a little bit. Welcome to the Grand Council of Bureaucracy! You see stacks of papers all over the room. Busy gnomes rush to take handfuls of paperwork from one stack to another. It all ends up in a fire in the back. I think that might be all of the houses? No philosopher gnomes. They're everywhere. Oh, I didn't go into this house. Oh, it's just the back of there. Okay. Well, I think that cleans up another area. Welcome back! Isn't this Kender Trap ingenious? You risk being bored to death. This automatic tea maker, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We had some fun. Time to leave this place. No, sadly, no lyrics allowed. Can't be having that. Ooh, Ninja Gaiden up next. Okay, let's get out of here so we can rest up or something. Oh, we never went. Okay, there's nothing in there either. Okay, well, Quazzle, not the most interesting of towns. Before we end our episode, let's see if we can identify the little bit of gear we got, and also might as well level Tim up. Alright, Tim. I think this is going to be your mage level. It is, in fact, his mage level. So you guys remember what spell I don't need to learn? He's got a bunch of white mage scrolls. Hold on. I'm just going to leave that on screen for you guys. I got IDs and potions. I'm just looking for the list of... Oh, I have to... Okay, hold on. Encamp, Magic, Scribe. So he's got... If I move this, you can see it. You can see the spells he can learn there. Let's put it like this. Okay. So, because he's got scrolls of Globe and Death Spell, his first level 6 spell does not need to be either of those. So not Globe, not Death Spell. Maybe Disintegrate then? I need to double check what a white mage is allowed to learn, so that I don't cheat. At least I don't cheat too much. So white mages are allowed to learn Death, not Disintegrate, and they can only learn Globe and Death Spell. So he does not need to learn any level 6 spells right now. Alright. Well, as far as level 5 spells go, is there anything else we should learn there then? Let's see. Fire Touch is probably... Is that Red Mage also? Yep. So for level 5 spells, he could learn Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, Feeble Mind, Hold Monster. Basically, Feeble Mind would be the only one of those that's useful. Also, the singing is snuck back in, didn't it? That was actually Ninja Gaiden music, I think. But, similar. Okay. Just trying to find a good spell for this guy. And then GoldBox Companion crashes. I feel like something about having Durfee is really messing it up. I can't, Something about... Some memory index keeps going out. Alright, we're back. Now I click the level up screen and it's busted. Having some troubles here trying to display this. Okay. So, level 5 spells that he could learn are essentially Feeble Mind. So is there any other spells that would be better? He could learn Minor Globe. He can't learn... There's not a lot of good white mage spells in the lower levels, is there? Can't learn Haste or Slow. So I think it's going to be down to like Feeble Mind, Globe of Invulnerability. What do you think? What's better? Minor Globe, which protects against level 3 and lower spells. I'll never use it. Or Feeble Mind, which if it does work, enemies can't cast magic, which is not as good as just killing them, but, you know. He's got Hold Monster at level 5, which is really good. In fact, I would say Hold Monster is probably better than Feeble Mind pretty much any day of the week. He's also got Cloud Kill already, which doesn't really help him. And then at level 4, Fumble and Minor Globe is kind of all he's got left. Well, let me read up. I'll switch over to the PDF mode here. You know, this is where I'm referring to for, you know, he's only got access to a couple spells at 5th level and 4th level, and especially 6th level, where there's just the 2. And he's got a scroll for it. So, Feeble Mind versus Fumble. Let's just see what they say. It's not... Oh, 5th level spell. Okay, so... Feeble Mind causes targets who fail saving throw to drop in intelligence. They can no longer cast spells, period. It doesn't wear off. So... Sure, it immediately makes an enemy mage completely useless. Now, killing them would cause the same effect. But if it does hit a mage, it's pretty darn good. And it's 5th level, which means it ignores the global protections, right? So if you're fighting somebody with a globe of protection, they'll generally be protected from, you know, magic missiles and fireballs and stuff. So this is, I think the idea, the balance idea is, you know, at level 4, you get the ability to get immune to, well, in fact, even earlier than that, you get the shield spell if you're doing a mage duel way, way back in time. This will protect you, this will make you immune to magic missiles. So you got a level 1 spell that protects you from a level 1 interrupt. And then after that, there's not a lot of level 2 interrupts. But level 3 has a bunch of interruptions like Fireball and Lightning that are pretty hard to dodge entirely. So you always take damage. So the solution to that is your level 4 spell, Minor Globe. That makes you immune to anything 3 and below. But then, okay, Ice Storm will still interrupt that. I guess Fumble... I don't know if Fumble's very good. I'm pretty sure there's a saving throw. I guess the difference is if he passes his saving throw, he is still slowed. So this is like a single target guaranteed slow with a chance to sort of nerf them down to nothing. So if you think about it like that, it guarantees a slow, which is good against melee fighters. And if it works, if he fails the saving throw, it stops them. Not quite a paralyze, but nearly. And then once you've got Minor Globe stopping interrupts, then level 5... Well, Feeble Mind is like the ultimate. Both of these, everything at level 5 bypass the Ice Storm, or bypass the Minor Globe. And then eventually, you get to level 6 with the Big Globe. And at this point, even Ice Storm is blocked. But your level 5 spells can still get through it. Which means primarily things like Feeble Mind. And the only way to block Feeble Mind is to go all the way up to level 8 magic. And throw, or is it level 8? Yeah, Mind Blank at level 8. Gets difficult to protect against your interrupts at this point. And you can never block Delayed Blast Fireball because it's such a high level. Or the Power Words as a general rule. And given that mages should have low hit points, they should always be susceptible. That might be... One thing I hadn't really thought of with these Power Words is... Like, bosses that are difficult tend to be immune to them because they've got magic immunity or 500 HP or some nonsense. But theoretically, against, like, enemy mages, they'd be alright. Maybe. Anyway, what does this get me down to? Do I want to learn Feeble Mind or Fumble? Can't imagine casting either of these a whole lot, especially when I have Hold Monster, which is really good. I guess I'll go with Fumble. What's the casting range on that? Because that makes a difference. If it's a long range spell, that might be worth it. Especially if the saving, like, Magic Immune would still be immune, but if a good save just slows them, that's still a very useful effect on bosses that get, like, you know, 4 attacks per turn. Having their attacks is pretty good. I hadn't really thought of it in those terms. It's pretty long range. One tile per level, so level 12 is 12 tiles, or level 10, whatever we're at. For 10 rounds, that's pretty good. Versus same range, but permanent if it hits. But this only works on mages. This would work on anything, but mostly on fighters. It depends on what you're worried about, I guess. Anyway, I guess it's kind of a moot point, but I'll get Fumble now, and we'll probably unlock level 7 spells before anything else happens, but Okay. That took a little bit longer than I was thinking, but there you go. You got the nitty-gritty on learning some new magic. Now let's go scribe our scrolls and then identify our new gear. So there's our actual level 6 spells learned, and we don't have to memorize, we don't have to pick Delayed Blast Fireball either. We're gonna rest to get the scribe, and then now he can memorize. Those are the only 2 white level 6 spells, I guess. So I guess Globe. I don't really like Death Spell very much. I definitely like Hold Monsters more than I like these other level 5 spells. I mean, Cone of Cold's good, don't get me wrong. But it's like just a straight line. Well, hold on. Let's diversify. He's already got... No, it's fine. The White Mage is the only one that can learn Hold Monsters in this game. Unlike in Pools of Radiance series, where not in Dragonlance, any mage can learn pretty much any school, but to make it a lot easier. Because we have them split now, it's a little bit harder to get all the stuff you want. So, Hold Monster is really good. That'll be Tim's like specialty. And then the other mages can work on probably lots of Cones of Cold, basically. As they get high enough level to really get good value. Ray of Enfeeblement becomes pretty good at high levels too, actually. I'll pick that up now. Now that we're getting to high levels, you know. Other than that... Oh boy. All kinds of new spells on Rob. I didn't memorize these. Power Word Blind. We got that heal spell now. We got a Disintegrate. More fire touching. Maybe more fire shields for dangerous fights where we want to reflect. Reflecting damage gets really good as the enemies hit really hard because it reflects it and doubles it, so it's no joke. And maybe mirror image for late game bosses. Rob does not have a ton of HP, and this would certainly... I wonder if that would work on... Oh, it's Cleric. Never mind. Wrong one. I wonder if that would work against breath attacks, where it's like a 1 in 4 chance to take the damage. There's definitely some spells that would have been useful against the big old dragon breaths. Like resist fire for red dragons. Alright, anyone else have any more slots? Oh, dang it. I need to press keep. Keep. Nope. 2 more here. We got more heals. Heals are really, really nice. Pick up another fire resist. And that is all, except for maybe Durfee. Okay. So many spells. It's really nice getting into the late game with all the magic. Alright, so with that done, last thing for this episode is that I have weapon shop to identify stuff. Not a bread shop, or a candle shop, or a training shop. This'll do. This is the second game in the series. It goes Champions of Krynn, Death Knights of Krynn, Dark Queen of Krynn. But we're getting pretty close to the end of this one. So, our power is getting pretty high. But Dark Queen of Krynn is notoriously difficult, so there's a reason you want to power up so high by the end of that game. Alright, ID some stuff. Just a regular old potion of fury. I don't even know. Eyes of Charming, I think it works kind of like a wand that casts Charm, but I don't know how many uses it gets, or... I mean, Charm's not the most effective spell. I'm not exactly sure how that works in this game. Got another potion of speed. I still haven't figured out what this does either. There's a couple things we should do before we wrap up our episodes. AD&D, and yeah, it's just garbage. Honestly, a quarterstaff +2 is not very valuable these days. Okay. That's everything, I think. Pool. I mean, share. Don't let the knight hold on to all of our wealth. We've got a lot more steel than we really need to be carrying around again, but he can donate it, it's fine. As long as people are not being encumbered by it, I'm not too worried. How did everyone get to 12 movement? When did that become a thing? Like, Rob has 6 movement, because that's the base movement speed with plate mail.
Round 1, fight!
Something has... So Jarrell's makes sense. 12 movement because he doesn't have body armor. He has no encumbrance penalty from his armor at all. So that's fair. His AC comes from bracers and rings. And cloaks. So that's fine. Tim has plate mail that almost always reduces your movement speed to 9. 6 by default, 9 if it's magical. Is it... I'm not sure why. Maybe +1 plate, it only goes up to 9 movement, and +2 plate completely eliminates the movement penalty? Is that the secret that I didn't notice? I'll need to get a +1 plate to compare again, which I think I have? Yeah, let's move that up to somebody. Just want to see if I can figure out what's going on. So, 12 movement. Switch back to the not quite as magical plate. Yeah, okay, well that's a mechanic I didn't know about. I guess each sort of tier of weight subtracts your movement by 3, and each +1 of magic reduces that penalty by 3. So 12 is your default speed, and if you've got +2 plate, then you get your full move. That's really good, actually. Makes +2 plate really valuable. And we started picking up good stuff, in the middle of the game. I didn't notice that it did that. Okay, cool. So the only person that doesn't get that effect is Aaron, because his plate actually is not enchanted. It's just really fancy Salamnic plate. So he gets his speed from the Boots of Speed. So he's got the same movement as everyone else. Instead of them at, like, if he had Salamnic plate +2, his default speed would be 12, and then Boots would double it to 24. Maybe one day. Okay, that's covered. That's one mystery. Let's leave the shop. I went the wrong way. And the last thing I think I need to do here is check this out. So let's figure out if this staff does anything special. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Olin's quarterstaff, but I certainly don't recognize that. So let's give it an equip. So Thaco 8. That's a +3 quarterstaff? That's not bad. I mean, if you want to use, if you had a pure mage, I guess. Oh, it's cursed. I mean, I can see because of GoldBox, but yeah. A +3 cursed quarterstaff. Usually, when you identify something, they'll tell you if it's cursed, but apparently not this one. On the plus side, you can just... Usually you can't unequip... I'm gonna pull up the editor. I want to see what it's got for stats. I'll share it with you guys. Because I have no idea what we're looking at, really. Alright, have a look at the editor here. So, we're looking at Olin's quarterstaff. It's worth a lot. That's the staff, the name. It does have the +3 modifier. Weighs nothing. Property 2 and 128. 2 is cursed. And then 128. I mean, I can just show you here. 2 is cursed. And then 128 is Unknown. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like some lore staff that we should know about. But usually cursed weapons, you can't just unequip them like you just want. I don't really know what to do with it. I'll probably just deposit it into the stocks. In fact, a lot of this stuff is going to disappear for the next episode for the future tubers. Because that's all of my inventory review for the moment. We've got a lot of stuff just sitting around clogging up our inventory. And I need to put it away. I definitely need to put a bunch of this stuff away. So, yeah, I think we're going to end the episode here for the future tubers. This always happens, you know, classic GoldBox game as you get further, classic old games in general. As you get further on, you know, all the stuff that's too good to use just piles up and never gets used. So at least they give us a stockade to deposit things. So I think I'll do that off camera. So in between episodes, I'll head back to Gargath Outpost, clean up my inventory a little bit, and then when we come back next time, there's not a whole lot more to do on the overworld, actually. There is one event that's somewhat random. I don't know how to trigger it. And there's a shipwreck up by Calaman that we never went to. It's hard to see, but there's a little shipwreck up here. But there is an event that can trigger somewhere up near the ocean. And we haven't seen it yet. And I didn't want to spoil it because it happened to me when I was a kid. Almost immediately. Like I left Gargath, went up to Calaman, went cool. And then I went over here and bad things happened. So I've been kind of avoiding this section of the map. And after we clean up our inventory, we'll go check it out. And then after a couple more, like there's just like 2 more side quests left basically. And then it's time for our final dungeon. So look forward to that pretty soon. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed and have a great day.